My girlfriend invited her ex to my apartment, and I'm absolutely furious right now. I have my own place in the city. It is not fancy, but it is mine.
My girlfriend, Lily, technically lives with her roommates, but if I am being real, she is at my place more than she is at her own.
Feels like she has just about moved in without actually moving in.
Earlier today, or maybe yesterday, depends on how you look at it, I was at the gym with my buddy Mike when Lily texted me. She said an old friend of hers was in town, someone she had not seen in a long time, and she wanted a quiet place to catch up.
Sounded harmless enough.
I told her she could use my apartment, no problem.
Figured I would just go grab dinner with Mike while they talked.
I was mid-workout when she messaged me, so I did not ask for details. It did not even cross my mind to ask who this old friend was. Turns out, I really should have, because the person she was catching up with, alone, in my place, was none other than her ex-boyfriend, Kyle. About 30 minutes after our conversation, she texted me again, saying they were already at the apartment. I just replied with a short B and kept going about my business. Mike and I wrapped up at the gym around 7 in the evening, and since Whole Foods has a solid hot bar, we decided to stop there for dinner.
We ate, hung out for a bit, and by 8:30, I was heading home.
I was not expecting anything unusual when I walked through my door.
Figured I would just say hello and then crash for the night.
It had been a long day, and I was ready to sleep. By the time I got home, it was around 9 o'clock, and I had no clue if her friend was still there. Honestly, I was hoping they were gone because I was not in the mood to make small talk.
But if they were, whatever, I would deal with it.
The first thing I noticed when I stepped inside was a pair of huge Timberland boots sitting by the door.
Not mine. Definitely a man's. My first thought?
Her friend brought her boyfriend.
Great, now I have to stay up and socialize.
I sighed, took off my shoes and jacket, and walked down the hallway. When I stepped into the living room, I saw Lily sitting on the couch.
Across from her, a guy.
They were on opposite ends, but they were fully locked in conversation, just staring at each other. The second she saw me, she jumped, like I had caught her doing something wrong. At the time, I did not think much of it.
Looking back, it is obvious. I was still clueless.
I gave a casual hey and started looking around for her friend.
Thought maybe she was in the bathroom or something. I walked up to the guy, reached out my hand, and said, "Hey, I am Lily's boyfriend." The guy looked at me with this smug expression and said, "I am Kyle, Lily's ex." It took a second to process. I blinked. Oh. My bad. Thought you were her friend's boyfriend. Then silence. And it hit me.
Lily had been alone with her ex, in my apartment, 4 hours.
I turned to her. "So, this is your old friend?"
She barely nodded.
"Yeah."
Her voice was quiet.
I tried to keep my cool. I was exhausted.
I did not feel like making a scene. But the more I stood there, the more pissed off I got. They had been chatting comfortably for who knows how long, but now that I was here, the whole vibe had shifted.
Neither of them even tried to keep the conversation going. Lily awkwardly asked how my day was. I shrugged. It was fine, I guess. The tension in the room was thick. I was done. I looked at the guy. "Kyle, do you mind wrapping this up? I have some things I need to talk to Lily about."
He leaned back, grinning like an idiot.
"She invited me over. We are still reminiscing about the good old days." I looked at Lily. She would not meet my eyes. I turned back to him. "Okay, let me rephrase that. This is my apartment, and I am telling you to leave."
That is when he turned to her, smirking.
"Do you want me to leave?" That was it. That was the moment I snapped. I stepped forward. "What the hell do you mean by that?"
"I do not give a damn whether she wants you to leave or not.
I am telling you to get the hell out of my house." Lily quickly jumped in, telling me to calm down.
Then she turned to him and, finally, told him to go. Kyle got up, grabbed his stuff, and walked toward the door.
I followed, making sure he actually left. When I came back, Lily was furious. "You embarrassed me," she said. I laughed, shaking my head. "I embarrassed you?" She crossed her arms. "You overreacted. I told you he was coming over." I scoffed. "No, Lily. You said a friend was coming over." "A friend. Not once did you mention that this friend was a guy, let alone your ex." She rolled her eyes. "You are blowing this out of proportion." I exhaled through my nose, trying not to lose it again. "You do not see how disrespectful this is? You were sitting here with your ex in my apartment. And you did not think that might be a problem?" She shook her head. "He is going through a rough time. He needed someone to talk to. I was just being there for him. It is not a big deal." I stared at her. "If my ex was having issues and I invited her over to talk, would you be okay with that?" She hesitated. "I would understand. I have empathy." I laughed bitterly. "That is bullshit, Lily. You got mad at me at the gym because a girl complimented my form while I was lifting weights." Her expression darkened. "I am done talking," she snapped, grabbing her stuff. And she stormed out. I just stood there, staring at the door. Did not text her. Did not call her. I just sat on the couch, trying to process what the hell just happened. A little later, I called my dad. He gave me some solid advice. 2 hours ago, she texted me. "Can we talk? I am sorry for not telling you it was my ex. I did not want you to get the wrong idea. Nothing happened. Nothing is going to happen. I love you." He reached out to me, and he needed someone to talk to. I did not think much of it. "I am sorry for deceiving you." Sounds like a load of crap, does it not? I did not think much of it. Followed by, "I am sorry for deceiving you." If she did not think much of it, why did she lie in the first place? "I wanted to talk to him at your place because I did not want you to assume something else was going on. Please talk to me. I love you." Yeah. That is not making it any better. If she sees this, she will know I am talking about her. But she does not use Reddit, so whatever. I have not replied. I am thinking about breaking up with her. Not because she talked to him, but because of how I felt in that moment. How she handled it. How it seemed like I was the intruder in my own home. She never once took my side. This is a massive red flag. Not in some old-fashioned, a woman must respect her man way. Just basic human decency. If I were hanging out with my ex at her place, I would have stood up for my girlfriend. I would have told my ex to show some respect. But she did not. I am still pissed. Probably should not talk to her right now. It is 3 in the morning. I am just tired. I do not even know if I am angry anymore. Update. This is going to be long. I doubt anyone wants to sit through all of it, but I just had to get it out of my system. Right now, it is about 7 in the evening, and these past 13 or so hours have been absolutely exhausting, to say the least. When I woke up this morning, my phone was going off non-stop. Notifications were flooding in from Reddit, and my first thought was, why in the world did I think it was a good idea to spill my personal business on the internet? I started scrolling through the comments, and to say I was shocked would be an understatement. Almost every single person was on my side. I kept looking, thinking I would at least find one comment defending her, but it never came. The part that really got me was how many women commented, saying they would never put their boyfriend in a situation like this, that what she did was beyond disrespectful. That hit hard, because it confirmed what I had been feeling since last night. Honestly, last night was a complete mess. I could not believe what had just happened. And since I live alone, there was nobody here for me to vent to. So, I did the only thing I knew would help. I called my dad. A lot of people have been asking what exactly was said during that phone call, so let me break it down. first, I want to go back to when everything first went down so that it all makes sense. Looking back at my post from last night, I can tell I rushed through the ending. I was tired, I was frustrated, and I left out a lot of details. So, here is how it really went down. After Lily stormed out of my apartment, I just sat there, staring at the door. She had the nerve to act like I was the one in the wrong. I did not text her. I did not call her. I was just sitting on the couch, trying to process what had just happened. I was furious. The longer I sat there, the angrier I got. I kept thinking about Kyle looking at her and asking, "Do you want me to leave?" Like I was not even standing there. That moment replayed in my head over and over again. The way he said it, the way she hesitated. That messed me up. I was right on the edge of losing it completely. I just kept repeating to myself, "It is not worth it. It is not worth it." But the truth was, I wanted to do something. Anything. I wanted to go find Kyle and make sure he never had the guts to pull something like that again. Instead, I picked up my phone and said, "Siri, call Dad." I did not even know what I was going to say. I just knew I needed to talk to someone before I did something I would regret. The phone rang a couple of times before he answered. The first thing he said was, "I saw it already. The team won by 43. That actually made me laugh a little. For a second, I forgot why I had even called. But then I said, "It is not about that, Dad. I just got into a huge argument with Lily. I am really pissed off. I do not want to do anything stupid." He got serious real quick. "Where are you? Are you with her? Are you okay?" I told him, "I am at home." She just laughed. "I am fine. I just do not know what to do." There was a long pause, then a deep breath. "All right. Tell me what happened." So, I did. I told him everything, the way I told all of you. And the whole time, he did not say a word. He just listened. When I was done, the first thing he asked was, "What does Kyle look like?" That threw me off. "Why does that even matter?" I asked. "Dad just said, how tall was he?" I shrugged. "I do not know, maybe 5'9" at most." Dad chuckled. "Makes sense why he was wearing those Timberlands. Man was trying to add a couple of inches." That actually made me laugh again. That is how my dad is. He knows exactly how to get me to calm down. Then he asked, "How much do you think he weighs?" I thought about it. Maybe 150, 160 max. He hummed for a second, then got quiet. Then he asked, "You said Lily only told him to leave after you started getting angry, right?" I nodded. "Yeah." There was another pause. Then another deep breath. "Son, I do not think this situation is as simple as it looks. The fact that she only told him to leave after you got mad? That says a lot. You are 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, and this guy was disrespecting you in your own home. She knew exactly what was going to happen if things escalated, and instead of stopping it from the beginning, she waited until the last second, then flipped it on you. Let me ask you this, where do you think she is right now?" I did not answer. Because I already knew what he was implying. "Listen, I know this hurts. But promise me you will not do anything stupid. She made her choice, and there is nothing you can do about it now. You have worked too hard to throw your life away over something that, in the long run, will just be a small bump in the road. You are 22, you have your own place, you have your life together, that is rare. Do not waste your time on someone who does not see your value. The right person will come along when you least expect it. Trust me on that." I took a deep breath. "Thanks, Dad. I needed that." He chuckled. "Of course. Your mother and I are always here for you." Then we hung up. Fast forward to this morning, I barely got any sleep last night. My mind was racing the whole time. And while I was lying there, trying to shut my brain off, my phone was lighting up over and over again. It was Lily. Text after text. Apologies. Excuses. Please, just talk to me. I love you. I should not have left. I panicked. You know I love you. I did not reply. By 11 in the morning, I was over it. I had not responded to her since she walked out, and as far as I was concerned, she had already made her decision. But I had a long week ahead of me, and I could not afford to let this drag me down. I ate, then went downstairs to the gym in my apartment complex. Running usually helps clear my head. Then, at 1 o'clock, my phone rang. It was her. I did not want to answer. But we had been together for 2.5 years. I felt like I had to. So, I picked up. What? Right away, I heard her crying. I am sorry. I love you. Please, just talk to me. I should not have left last night. I panicked. Please, you know I love you. I said nothing. Please, talk to me. This is not right. I told you nothing happened. I will never talk to him again. Please, can we just talk? And that was the moment I realized something. I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. No sympathy. Just complete indifference. When she spoke, I just sat there for a second, taking in the desperation in her voice. Then, finally, I said, "Can you come over around 3?" She was still sobbing, barely able to get the words out. Yes, 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 she repeated, her voice breaking. Okay, I said flatly. Call ended. Now I was just sitting there on the couch, scrolling through the comments on my post, waiting for 3 o'clock to roll around. Knock, knock. I heard it from the hallway. A moment later, Lily stepped into view. Her eyes were red and swollen, her face streaked with tears, but she was forcing a small, shaky smile. She wiped her face, trying to pull herself together. And right then, it really hit me. I felt nothing. Just complete indifference. 2.5 years, just like that. Gone. The woman I had cared so deeply for, the one I thought I had a future with, was now standing in front of me, breaking down. And I did not feel a damn thing. Lily, I said, my voice steady. It's over. She blinked like she had misheard me. Her breath caught in her throat. What? I kept my eyes on her. It is over. Her whole body tensed. No, 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 she stammered, shaking her head violently. Please, I am sorry. Do not do this. Please, I love you. Her voice cracked into full-blown hysteria. And I will be honest, that part got to me. It hit hard. Really hard. I had been holding it all back, keeping everything in, but that made it real. Do not end this, she pleaded, her whole body shaking. I exhaled, slow and deep. Lily, I am sorry. But I cannot do this anymore. I do not know what impression I gave you about our relationship, but I will not stay with a woman who thinks so little of me. You made the choice when you invited your ex into my home behind my back. That is something I will not just overlook. The words poured out of me now, like a wave crashing onto the shore, uncontrollable and relentless. No guy acts that cocky for no reason, Lily. I am not an idiot. You gave him some kind of reassurance, something that made him feel like he could sit there, in my apartment, in front of me, and smirk like that. You even backed him over me. So tell me, why the hell would I stay with someone who will not even have my back? She was bawling now, completely breaking down. I am sorry, she gasped. I love you, I love you, I love you, please. I just sat there, silent. At this point, call me whatever you want. Heartless. Cold. But I just shut down. I could not keep tearing into her. She was already in pieces. I am sorry, my name, she whispered. It will not happen again. I swear. I love you. Only you. I will never talk to him again, I promise. Just please, just give me one more chance. I still said nothing. The weight on my chest was unbearable, like something was pressing down so hard my ribs might crack. She kept crying. I just sat there. Then, in the back of my mind, lyrics started playing. I'd rather have loyalty than love, 'cause love really do not mean jack. See, love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in their back. It do not take much to love. You can love somebody just by being attached. See, loyalty is an action. You can love or hate me and still have my back. 21 Savage. The words played over and over in my head. To some, maybe she said all the right things. But to me? Actions speak louder than words. And last night, she made her choice with her actions. At that moment, no matter what she said, no matter how much she cried, it did not matter. I looked up at her, my voice steady. Lily, please. It is over. There is no fixing this. She gasped, shaking her head. No, no, my name, please. Stop. I cut her off. Lily, it is over. A pause. Just do us both a favor, grab your things and go. She stared at me for a long time, her face completely crushed, like she was waiting for me to take it back. I did not. Slowly, she nodded, then turned away and started gathering her stuff. I grabbed a garbage bag and helped her pack. She set my apartment key on the table. Then, she walked out. The whole thing was done by 4:30. And now? I have just been sitting here, trying to wrap my head around the fact that 2.5 years disappeared in the span of 24 hours. It does not feel real. I never meant for this to become some big Reddit post. I was just venting. And now, here I am. Updating a bunch of strangers because, somehow, it has made me feel a little less alone. It is 7:35 in the evening. And I feel completely drained. The weight of everything that just happened still has not settled in. To anyone who actually read this long update, thank you. To everyone who commented before, thank you. I needed this. I just needed to vent.